Hello, everybody. It's the Billy and Joe Top 10 show. I am Billy. He is.
I am Joe, and let's bring it.
Joe Carney is the host of Indie's Local Flavor. Check it out on your favorite podcasting platform, iTunes. He's heard all over the country and around the world. So check out Indie's Local Flavor with host Joe Carney. Joe is a part of the Billy and Joe Top 10 show, where we take a subject once every 8.9 days. That's how I averaged it out. And we do a top 10, normally top 20. But today we're going to do our top 10. I think top 10, not top 21, right?
I did 21, but I can do top 10. That's fine.
No, we can do 21, top 21. The most influential year that each of us had, and the music that was.
Yes.
And
mine's a strong list. I like it.
Yeah, I like mine too. And it all depends upon what you're going on in life, but music can take you immediately to a specific time, a specific person, a specific emotion. And that's what I love about music.
And I went strictly by the charts, so there's zero hip hop.
Ah, nice. But before we get to that, please subscribe to the Keeping Nostalgia Live show on YouTube. Please like, follow, share, subscribe to us on Facebook, the Billy and Joe Top 10 show. Just search that there in the bar. And also subscribe to Indie's Local Flavor with Joe Carney.
Please.
Joe is going to do an introduction with some NCAA football, and according to Joe, this NFL week doesn't count.
Well, kind of, sort of, maybe. So this is my souvenir from the Raiders and Colts game from 2 years ago. It's the AFC on one side, ta-da-da, and the NFC on the other side, all 32 teams. So the NFL decided to add a 17th game, which means they're pushing the Super Bowl back to the middle of February, which is going to, so I don't know how they're going to do the Daytona 500. I don't know how that's going to evolve with that. So that means the NFL playoffs are going to be at the end of January. And if those are outdoor games, those favor the outdoor stadiums. So what that also means is they chopped off the fourth week of the preseason. So now this season, the big weeks for preseason were the first 2 weeks of preseason, and the third week is this week. Granted, they're playing football, but it's the big scramble to make the 53-man roster. So it's third and fourth stringers to make the team. So it's a game that if you remember Gary Brackett of the Colts.
Yeah.
He was one of those guys, but that was the 4-week schedule, and he made it in the fourth week. So there's no more 4 weeks anymore. So people are scrambling to make the team with these games. So and NCAA football this week, in the Big Ten. It's going to be on Saturday on Fox at 1. It's Nebraska versus Illinois coming up next week. We're in September already with autumn right around the corner. It's Temple versus Rutgers Thursday. It's 6:30 on Big Ten Network. Ohio State takes on Minnesota Thursday at 8 o'clock on Fox. On that following Saturday, IU's ranked this year. They're in the top 25. They're taking on Iowa Saturday at 3:30 on the Big Ten Network. And then it's Penn State and Wisconsin Saturday at 12 on Fox. And the Western Illinois Leathernecks are traveling to Ball State on Thursday the 2nd at 7. And if you're a player, and I forgot about the 3 and 4 week of preseason, you still have plenty of time to play fantasy football. So I'm going to be getting in full gear for that soon. So there you have it.
Joe, as always, the knowledge guy on football. I guess this year the NCAA is not playing the weenie teams at first. They're just hopping right into the Big Ten play, huh?
No more cupcakes. We're going to bring the pain.
Well, we're going to see if Indiana's ready, aren't we?
Oh yeah. Yeah. We're going to, see if they can do it 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Which is a possibility.
Now, now, what else you got?
On streaming media, do you watch Tubi at all on Roku?
I do occasionally.
Okay. It's free on Roku. So there was an interesting documentary that I saw on social media. They promoted well on social media. It's called Stuck in the Groove. It's a documentary. It's pretty good. It's about a documentary about making records and why people love records versus CDs and MP3s, and why people collect records. Again, it's free on Tubi if you're looking for something to watch. If you're looking for a good laugh, Curb Your Enthusiasm is totally out of bounds funny. With Larry David, totally out of bounds funny. The last scene was in the last episode was his agent getting in a car accident off the side of the road. And Larry David stabbed himself with a butcher knife trying to open those packages that you can't open, that you need the industrial strength scissors to cut open. So it's just fantastic. I'm going to check out, my buddy swears to me that Ted Lasso on Apple Plus, I need to watch that. They say it's really funny. Haven't seen it. I'm going to check that out. But
I have an old lady.
Yeah.
Older lady, man alive. I just offended all five of our
the audiences. Yeah.
Her name's Lorinda. I love her. She's just as close to me as my Aunt Charnita was. But she puts up with zero foolishness. Zero.
Of course.
And she loves that Ted Lasso series. So if someone who puts up with zero foolishness and thinks it's funny and a good show, if Lorinda says that, I'm going to try it. So that's a Lorinda pick, and evidently somebody from Joe's area's pick. So I'm going to give it a try.
And my buddy Jeff swears by it. He says that they won Emmys because of the comedy writing in it. So I'm okay with that. So my final review, before I get to the celebrities, my final review is What If did this? Okay, on Disney Plus. They did this. Okay.
Yep.
I'm a big fan. They did that. Big fan. Oh, oopsie. And then they did that. And the title was, What If T'Challa Became Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy? I'm like, I'm all about this. I'm going to watch this. It's going to be great. Really good storyline. I'm liking it a lot. And they get to this. Do you know who the Collector is from Avengers Infinity Gauntlet, the first movie with Thanos?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. They get to the Collector's area with Benicio del Toro, who plays the Collector. And they're in his area, and it's the 15.5-minute mark. And do you remember what I said about What If on the last show with Disney? Do you remember what I said?
Mm-hmm.
They screwed it up. They screwed it up. I'm in the 15.5-minute mark, and T'Challa runs into my worst character of all time in Marvel. And I put my Ball State television director's hat on, and I yell, cut! It's Howard the Duck.
Oh, what?
Howard the Duck. And I'm like, I'm out. I'm done. Off. So that's kind of like putting Ambush Bug into Zack Snyder's Justice League. No, thank you. So I'm like, done. So,
maybe you can tell me what, I know this is off the cuff and unplanned, but most of our show is, that's why you guys watch, for the ignorance and hilarity of this dynamic duo.
Yeah.
Tell me what your thoughts are, or have you seen V for Vendetta?
I've read the comic, love it. I've seen the movie, love it, with Natalie Portman. And I refer to those quotes many, many, many times on social media. That's about censorship of the arts and music. I refer to that a lot. By Alan Moore, by classic by Alan Moore.
I found it a very interesting and very thought-provoking and very of today's world.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. Yeah. So moving on to celebrities. Don Everly of the Everly Brothers passed away this last week. This is the only one I have. It's nice. Let It Bleed by Rolling Stones. And I got a Charlie Watts, drummer of the Rolling Stones, Mr. Smooth, Mr. Jazz Expert. Yes, I Can Hear You Knocking. Give Me Shelters on this album, and that's why I bought it. And it was the 50th anniversary of this. Got it recently. He'll be missed. Everybody's doing tributes to him. And a good birthday, I Dream of Jeannie, Barbara Eden is 90, believe it or not. So.
Gosh, I watched that TV show and enjoyed the reruns. I'm not that old that I watched it when it premiered or aired, but the reruns.
Yeah. And it's still on MeTV.
And the Rolling Stones, Charlie Watts, man, I got to see him in the Steel Wheels tour. Boy, is that Hoosier, or what was that? Little Kentucky came out of me. The Steel Wheels tour with In Living Color.
Yeah, and Terre Haute, great show.
No, I saw that at the Hoosier Dome or the RCA Dome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Terre Haute, big bands.
Oh, well, I was at Indiana State, and I had to promote that show while I was there. So
okay. But it's sad. Everybody's getting old. Everybody's dying.
Yeah, no doubt.
Make your mark. Live for today, man. Because tomorrow doesn't have. You don't know what tomorrow has for you.
It's not a guarantee. Definitely not.
No.
So, my aunt in LA saw a Rolling Stone show where Stevie Wonder opened. You want to talk about a great show? So Stevie Wonder opened for the Rolling Stones. I couldn't even imagine. I saw Stevie Wonder the last time he came through Indianapolis, which was a great show. But but that was in maybe 1980. No, it wasn't. Late 70s, when Stevie was at his high point, along with the Rolling Stones. So can't imagine.
And it was sad to see that, Paul McCartney doing a tribute to Charlie Watts, and Paul's just as close to that age, man. And Ringo's a little older, but that's but oh well, enjoy the music. The music will live on.
The coolest tribute I saw for him was Bill Wyman, who used to be with the Rolling Stones, did a tribute to him on social media. I thought that was really high class and well done.
My favorite brief tribute was from Alice Cooper. I loved it. And he said, "Rest in beat, R.I.B."
Yeah.
So music. So does that roll us into today's topic?
Oh, most definitely.
So we decided to do the most influential year in our life of music, and kind of why, but I'm going to let Joe go first on the year that he chose and his first selection.
Most 21 influential songs of 1984. So many powerhouse songs and groups and a couple movies and beginning of careers. They met at a backyard barbecue, which turned into a one-hit wonder. Everybody's paranoia before the Ring door monitor system. Somebody's watching me with Rockwell and Michael Jackson singing backup vocals.
Who's watching me next? The IRS?
Yes.
And wasn't Rockwell the son of Berry Gordy Jr.?
I believe so.
And oh man, that is a and why did you pick 1984?
Let me preface this. All these songs were from Wikipedia and they were done from the charts. I didn't do, like I said, I didn't do classic hip hop at all, which I could have, but I chose not to. I chose 1984 because of the big powerhouse artists that are in this list, especially my number one, who changed the game in 1984. So
I kind of treated mine like a school book year. I did a 74, 75. And my mother passed away in April of 74. And I got to go live with my Aunt Shanita and Uncle Fred and listen to a lot of AM radio.
Yeah, sure.
Then my dad got remarried in May of that following year. And it's just a lot of AM radio, a lot of 1973 Royal Blue Camaro driving around type year. So I just kind of, anytime I hear a song from 74, 75, or even a song that was playing a lot from 73 or in rotation is what I remember. So 1974, 75 is my most influential year, just because it's just, and most of these bands that I'm naming and well, you just shot yourself in the foot with yours because that was a one-hit wonder. Went on to have further careers that I followed and enjoyed following. So, so coming in, you did number 21 and we're doing 21, right?
Yeah.
Dark Lady by Cher.
Okay.
Cher, Madonna.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that can use their just one name.
Yeah.
And Cher has done a great job too of keeping her name kind of in the public without being saturated or you not going, I wonder what happened to Cher.
They talk about her in part of the segment of Watch the Sound with Mark Ronson, where she did the whole album in auto-tune. So
oh, yeah.
do you believe in life after love? The whole album was auto-tune. And it worked. It really worked. So
okay, before you get your next pick, hold on here. Let me go.
Sure.
And then
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay, go. Conjunction function, conjunction junction. What's your function? I'm only a bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your next tune?
Do you know who wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? Who sang it anyway?
No, I don't.
The Pointer Sisters. I never knew that.
Oh, wow.
Never knew that.
And we lost one of those. What a great version of Fire, originally done by Bruce Springsteen, but Pointer Sisters took on, and just a great rendition.
I'm a bigger fan of Elmer Fudd, Fiwa.
Fire.
My number 20. A lot of this list was influenced by when our favorite music television played music. Legs by ZZ Top.
I always wished that the Eliminator album would have had lyrics because I could have put so many different words. As a matter of fact, I'm going to look that up after we get done. But there are so many words that I think the words were, but they probably weren't. She's got legs.
Yeah.
Down to her. Is it panties? And she knows how to use them. I'm gonna have to look it up. Sorry. And rest in peace. We lost a member of ZZ Top also.
The only thing I know is I had the 45 with Abracadabra by Steve Miller Band, and my mother had a hemorrhage when the lyric was black panties with an angel's face.
Oh, yes.
It was, she wears leather and lace, black panties with an angel's face.
Well, speaking of Steve Miller, I have The Joker.
Oh, I love that song.
I'm a joker.
Wow.
I'm a smoker. I'm a midnight toker.
Taking my music on the run.
I'm a picker. I'm a winner.
I'm a lover and I'm a sinner. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. All right, man.
19. He wrote this song for her, and it was that way for a while. Uptown Girl, Billy Joel, for Christy Brinkley.
Off the Innocent Man album, which, oh man, I remember sitting in the house, and there's not a lot of memories of all of us together, and that 33 LP spinning on the record player, and
it
takes me back to a time, man. You just you want to live in the present, and you know there's a future, but there's just a lot of stuff in the past that, once again, you just mentioning that just took me to that, and getting up to flip it over, and Friday night videos. Wow.
That my mom had 5 records, and An Innocent Man was one of those 5 records. So then we played over and over and over.
So this another one is a one-hit wonder, but it's got a great tune, and I think they did an insurance commercial to it. But it's "Rock Me Gently, Rock Me Slowly" by Andy Kim. Rock me gently, rock me slowly. Okay.
That's all right, though.
Take it easy. No,
I might know if I heard it. So,
wow, that's saying that my singing sucks.
No, that's saying you're
that I can't communicate, nor
you may be pulling out a couple obscure ones. I don't know.
Okay, all right, man.
My number 18, they were in town. I heard it was a great show. They're starting to show some tread on the tires, but it's still a great show. Say It Ain't So, Hall & Oates.
Oh man, I heard they were in Noble Tucky.
Yes,
Noble Tucky.
So much for our listeners up north.
Noblesville, and I follow them on social media, and man, you could just you can do a top 20 list of Hall & Oates songs, and what a friendship, or what a collaboration that those two have had. Just so many hits.
Part of my inspiration for my podcast, we talked about Kobe Bryant. The other part of it is Rick Rubin has a podcast called Broken Record, and he interviews Daryl Hall about his songwriting skills. And it's now he's got all the tools, and he's got all the people he could book, and and he just shows up and talks, and that's it. But he's got a really good podcast out there. So,
all right. And what number am I
on? You're on. I just did my 18. So,
what's that make mine? 18?
I went first, right? So I think you're 18.
Okay. Don't look, Ethel. It was too late. she was incensed. The Streak by Ray Stevens. Oh, yes, they call him the Streak.
One hit
Look
wonder.
at that. Look at that. Fastest man on 2 feet.
That's a novelty record.
Ray Stevens wrote Everything is Beautiful. Everything is beautiful in its own way. So he was a great musical writer. You know, you have some of those that can write music, but don't have it. For example, Russ Ballard.
Yes.
You may know him from Argent and Hold Your Head Up, but he wrote so many top songs for the band America. He did his own voices, which was on the Miami Vice soundtrack, if I'm not mistaken. But what a fantastic music writer and talent. Anybody who writes music, I guess, got talent, because I don't know how to write it. Wouldn't know even when to start, like Bernie Taupin and Elton John.
Oh, yeah. Great team.
Yeah.
Great movie, Rocket Man. Almost as good as the Queen movie, Bohemian Rhapsody, but
different strokes for different folks, man. And both were A for me and thumbs up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
So
number 17, I met the lead singer at the Vegas airport. I didn't say hello because he was busy. Come on, feel the noise. Quiet Riot.
Kevin Dubrow?
Yep. And he's deceased, so I can say this. He had the worst weave of all time.
Another thing on this list is that, Come On Feel the Noise was from Slade.
Right.
Slade couldn't make it popular. Someone else took that song and made it popular. Yeah. Talent, luck, just in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Like I Love Rock and Roll wasn't made popular or first done by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
Right.
It was by somebody else. Now, I can't even tell you the name of the group now because it doesn't come to my mind, but I usually use it as a statistic.
Right. And Quiet Riot didn't take off till they started touring on the Sunset Strip, and then they got signed.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right. So from what I understand, he didn't like this song. He didn't want it released in the order that it was released, but a song that will just take me back to 1974, 1975. Speaking of Rocket Man, is Elton John and Benny and the Jets.
Or in football terms, Vinny and the Jets.
Benny, don't ever bet on the Jets.
Right. Ever.
Oh, that was off the cuff. That was dumb and stupid. Sorry, guys. Move along. Okay.
That's quite all right. This album played forever. I don't remember the name of the album off the top of my head, but You Might Think by the Cars. Automatic for the People, I think is what it was called. No, that's REM.
Heartbeat City, bro.
Yes, you're correct. Yeah, You Might Think.
Yeah, with the Fly that was in it when MTV played music videos. And Rico Kasich, may he rest in peace. Benjamin Orr, may he rest in peace.
Yeah.
Man, I was doing ball boy things at the U.S. Open Clay Court Championships in Indianapolis in 1985, and there was a Walden Books. That was a retail store. People look it up. There's a place you can go and actually physically get books. And they were staying at the place where it was the Eagle's Nest. I guess that was the Hyatt in downtown Indianapolis.
Right.
And the drummer and Elliot Easton, I think, and Rico Kasich were in the bookstore looking at the magazine rack. And I took one of those, and that was awesome.
You mean the upper section?
Of Walden Brooks?
Yeah.
No, it was a small Walden Books in the Hyatt. So, it's, like the gift shop in the hospital, they really,
okay. No, I got you.
So, but I always thought that was neat. I always was a big time a Cars fan. So very cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooga chucka, ooga chucka, ooga chucka, ooga chucka.
What song was that movie in?
I don't know, but it's by a Blue Suede, and that's my next favorite song from 74, 75.
I believe it's from the original Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm hooked on a feeling, high on believing. And I'm not being nasty or gross, but we just lost the guy who originally wrote that song. That was B.J. Thomas.
Yeah, great.
Stupid, useless information. B.J. Thomas's records were inside the collection of Elvis Presley's records in Graceland.
I believe he was a good singer. I liked him a lot. They played him on radio a bunch. My next one, just heard him over the weekend, and I wish I saw him on. No, I was playing trivia for the first time in a month, and they played this song in the restaurant. "Heart of Rock and Roll" by Huey Lewis and the News.
Yep. I don't know any of my friends who didn't own Sports, the album Sports. What a great record. From one of the, we could do a top 10 or top 15, top 20 of records you could listen to all the way that you didn't want to get up and lift the needle and move it, or you didn't skip on a CD, or you don't change on Sirius XM, not getting paid by them, or, a fast forward on a cassette.
Yeah.
But Huey Lewis and the News, what memories? What memories? Okay, when I tell you that my next one, I'm all of a sudden not hungry. The Carpenters, Top of the World. I'm on the top of the world, looking down on creation. It's the only thing I can find. Speaking of that, let me just interject. I watched The King of Staten Island.
Haven't seen it.
You got to check it out, man, because I just sang that song. That song is not in the movie, but they didn't know words to a song and they just hummed it along too. So, you don't have to act like you actually know the words or interject words that, you think they are. You can just hum along.
Sure. I love Burt Bacharach and the Carpenters. It takes me to my childhood every time.
You just took me to Glendale Mall.
Okay.
Bacharach's.
Sure.
Harry Levinson's.
I couldn't afford it there. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's where everybody got their polo. Speak of the devil.
I saw some polo shirts, huh?
Yeah.
Couldn't afford it. Prince wrote this song.
Damon Wayans does such a good job doing an impersonation of Prince. I can't remember if that was Bulletproof the movie or what it was, but golly. And I've learned not to lick myself when I try to do that impersonation, by the way. I used to lick myself to make it look really, really good, or like fists landing in a movie. But I've quit that.
Too much tartar sauce, yeah. Prince wrote this. The video is fantastic. Song's even better. It's "Glamorous Life" by Sheila E.
Sheila E. was on my list, man. She's still on my list.
Yeah.
I have the Glamorous. I had the album.
Me too.
Mark of St. John's, Lipstick on Your Collar. She was doing classic songs. Sheila E. Just stay. And I think it was the lace and the sexy lingerie. But she is a great percussionist, fantastic percussionist. But on my list of what you would say if you watched the movie Hall Pass, on my list, even today on my list.
Okay.
And that's not a Hall & Oates reference. Because you know why?
What is that?
Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You got to have something if you want to be with me. Billy Preston.
Right.
Billy Preston. Something from nothing leaves nothing.
What was he super famous for?
You got to have something. Playing with the Beatles?
Correct.
You know what I didn't know until I watched, once again, we're not getting paid, 3, 2, 1 McCartney,
What's that?
is that Clapton played on one of those songs too, didn't he? One of the Beatles songs.
Yeah.
On Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, I think.
I think it was on the White Album.
And did you know that Jimi Hendrix one time looked out in the audience and wanted to see if Eric Clapton was there so he can tune his guitar?
Well, that was the day he played Sgt. Pepper, the whole album, note to note. And then he asked if Clapton was in the audience to help him tune the guitar. But see, that was, and I knew about that, but that was the first time they actually showed video of that, which was great.
27 years old, may he rest in peace too. That's we can talk about top 21 people that died at age 27 if we wanted to.
Like Amy Winehouse.
Oh man, look at that. I got a lot of forehead, man. You got a lot of bottom of your face going on there. I got a lot of my forehead. Like if I took the bottom of my face and turned it upside down, you'd look like that. Someone photoshopped that for me, all right? And look at it. Look in the back. Look, Bobby's in awe. Look at that.
Oh, well, I've got half of his head, half of his body in my shot. So I'm like, I cut him in half. Okay.
All right, bro.
Let's see.
What number you on, Fulio?
13.
Okay.
This isn't my favorite song by them, but I love their group. It's Jump for My Love by the Pointer Sisters.
Yeah. Everyone's doing the neutron dance.
Yeah.
With Eddie Murphy falling out of the back of a cigarette truck.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Man. See where music takes you, people. He's talking. And what song did you say, Joe?
Jump for My Love by Pointer Sisters.
Boom. I went right into Neutron Dance, which was a memory of going to the movies and seeing Beverly Hills Cop.
My first R-rated movie that my dad took me to. When I was really.
My uncle Mark.
I'm sure your mom didn't take you.
Oh man. And then we snuck out. What did we do? No, it was Porky's. That was
wow.
What a great lucky. Exactly, man. Because then we decided to go to another art movie. I'm like, at this age where you're not allowed in there, and you're like, these art movies are great, but Porky's ruined it for everything else because it went and saw The Big Chill.
You think?
Great soundtrack.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Motown sound.
Yeah.
Your first, you said you can't top that bar with Porky.
You can't.
Number one.
You can't. You just. Maybe if I watched it today, I'd. It's just that I was at that age, and it.
Yeah, especially with the teacher, and the teacher Lassie? in the shower.
Yeah, Lassie.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
All right, so my next pick, which I have lost, do The Entertainer.
Okay, from the movie Sting.
Yes.
Yeah. Paul Newman and Robert Redford, right?
Yes.
Yeah, great movie.
All right.
My number 12, fantastic video, great song. The band didn't have a lot of hits, but this should have been a number 1. Owner of a Lonely Heart by Yes.
90125.
Correct.
OU812, 1984. Man, all of the albums that come to you in numbers.
What does that really mean?
Yes. OU812. Or for unlawful carnal knowledge.
What does that really mean?
Arsenio Hall.
Things
Well,
that make you go.
I just came up with, I just figured out who did I Love Rock and Roll, and it didn't chart, and that was Paper Lace.
Okay,
And,
sure. Okay.
And so I go right into my choice is Paper Lace. The night my father died, the night Chicago died.
Oh, yes, I know that one.
By Paper Lace. What a classic. Classic.
Huge hit on MTV. I saw the uncensored version of one of their videos on Night Flight. I was like, hello. But it wasn't the song. The Reflex by Duran Duran.
Man, I think it was number one on the whatever they did that used to do like for weeks. But Duran Duran, and that took me to they used to put another video on Girls on Film.
That's the one they showed with no editing on Night Flight.
Okay, so what a once again we were at that age where it's like, oh wow,
what?
Wow.
Mom with the flying cross body chop.
Wow. Yeah, but great choice. What number was that, by the way? What number am I on? We're going to do a show on counting later on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
That was number 11. We're in the top 10.
Ah, okay.
So, I hope they make it to the North American tour. I hope they do. Genesis, that's all, dang it. That's all.
Great song. And what a catalog of songs. What a catalog of material for all that were in it. Phil Collins, Peter Gabriel, Michael, Tony. Tony was a drummer. His last name's not coming to my mind.
No, Tony Banks was the pianist.
Okay. Mike, but there's a guy in there that took, Mike and the Mechanics.
Mike Rutherford.
Yes, so it's a great song. And is that by where they're always by the fire warming their hands, the video?
I forgot to tell you, the Squeeze opened up for Hall & Oates here.
That's what I saw that.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of there is my toothbrush. I got my toothbrush. My blah 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 tempted. blah. Tempted by the fruit of another.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. Yep.
Ooh, Jackie Blue by the original OMD, the Ozark Mountain Daredevils.
Okay, I remember that. Sure.
Ooh, they also did a song previously that if you want to get to heaven, you got to raise a little hell.
Oh, well, sure, of course. An MTV smash, and whenever it turns into fall here in the Hoosier Heartland, I sing this song. Here comes the rain again. The Eurythmics with Annie Lennox and Dave Stewart.
Yeah, that's another Friday night videos and another actually just took me to the end zone of a Washington high school football game where I met two people that would be big influences on my life, Coach Tom Ritchie and Coach Elliott Siegel. So once again, music is a better transport than Star Trek's beam me up or beam me down system.
Correct.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Oh, do. Oh, oh, everybody was kung fu fighting.
Yeah. And they were fast as lightning. Yeah.
It was a little bit frightening.
Yeah, with high karate cologne.
Yes. Uncle Billy Chin. Oh man, Carl Douglas. Wow.
One hit wonder.
Wow.
This was when they were friends before this person bought the Beatles catalog. Say, Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney. And LaToya was the girl they were going after. LaToya Jackson, the sister.
Man, I just pictured LaToya with that big snake.
Quite in Hughes magazine.
Yeah. Oh man. I want yeah. Say what? Yeah. Michael, how do I buy the Buddy Holly music collection? Well, Paul, this is how you do it. My music's gone. Well, I'm Michael Jackson. I'm going to swipe it from under you.
Swipe or no swiping.
Yeah. Backpack. Can't believe I know Dora the Explorer, but yes, I can because I had 2 kids.
Dora
the Explorer.
Yeah, it's. But I'll tell you, the good thing about that with my kids, I was able to ban Barney, but the Wiggles wiggled themselves in. But I was able to ban Barney.
Fruit salad, yummy.
Yummy.
Fruit salad. First you get the fruit salad today. Fruit salad. Take a banana. Fruit salad. The Wiggles. Okay. Oh man. Okay, so Laughter in the Rain by Neil Sedaka. Sedaka. You say tomato, I say tomato.
Can I have an extra slice of toast for the milk, please?
Oh man, what a I'm
kidding.
It's all right, man. It's okay.
It was the beginning of her rookie album on MTV. She said she was super duper controversial at the MTV Awards when she performed in a white dress, but it wasn't this song. It was Borderline by Madonna.
Shooby dooby doo do what? Do. Yep. That's one of the albums that I still owe Columbia Records for, with that 12 for a penny, get the 13th for $5.49 with only 5 more selections to get over a 2-year agreement period.
For the next 20 years, then you'll give up your right arm. Yeah.
So yeah, I still owe Columbia House money. And then I tried them on cassettes. And then we moved different halls at Indiana State University, and I got a little thing there.
Of course.
And then the sad thing is, it was in Terre Haute, based out of Terre Haute. Columbia Records was.
Right. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't knock on your dorm door.
Okay, so go ahead.
I just did number 7. What's your number 7?
Okay. My next one is a slash Let Me Be There / I Honestly Love You by Olivia Newton-John.
Okay.
Let me be there in the morning. Let me be there in your life. Let me take whatever's yours and make it mine. Make it mine.
Okay.
I used to think Elton John was married to Olivia Newton-John, and of course, I have no idea why, just because John was the last names. And of course, that was all eradicated during Rocket Man.
Now, you want to talk about some lyrics that are hard to follow? That song, Rocket Man. So those lyrics are hard to follow. Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah, I don't know the lyrics. After Rocket Man, yeah, da 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 da. Couldn't tell you. In the video starring Courtney Cox, pulls her up on stage, dancing in the dark. It's the boss from New Jersey, Bruce Springsteen, coming in at number 6.
Man, we were watching history when we watched that video, weren't we? What another album that I could play from front to back, a whole CD or whatever, without flipping the changing songs or fast forwarding or skipping or Born in the USA. Man, I love that LP. Love that LP.
And I was a huge fan of Clarence Clements, rest his soul. Huge fan of him. And he did a song with Jackson Brown, Friend of Mine, I think is what it's called. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of him because I played saxophone in high school.
Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 songs left.
I have 5.
Okay, so let me toss in there real quick. Let me catch up to you.
Yeah.
How do you spell Ricky?
We're talking Steely Dan, bro. R-I-K-K-I.
All right, man. Ricky, don't lose that number.
It's the only one you want to call.
You might use it when you feel better.
When you get home.
Oh, man. So, and then, so I can catch up with you. Gordon Lightfoot's Sundown. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back step. Is that who you're choosing to win the IU Iowa game? That all that red, is that Indiana? Are you doubting my Gordon Lightfoot song? I didn't say the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah, I know.
You don't like my Gordon Lightfoot song?
I'm not a fan.
If you could read my mind, man.
I'm not a fan, but 10 years ago, my buddy drove me to Canton, Ohio, to the Hall of Fame, and he tortured me with Gordon Lightfoot's greatest hits for 40 minutes.
Now don't forget there was a second Gord is called Gord's Gold. Gord's Gold too.
Are you going to play? Are you going to be playing my number 1 70s folk singer of all time in your list?
You know what? No.
You're not playing Jim Croce?
I bordered on that, but I didn't have enough time.
Oh, all right. Okay. All right,
and the bottle was empty.
Okay.
And what a tragedy.
Oh my gosh, yes. And the family didn't get any of the money from the records, bro.
What a tragedy. What him and who do you we should do a show called Who Do You Think Of? Right. When you hear Jim Croce, what's the next artist you think of right off the bat?
James Taylor.
Harry Chapin.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
In my book, just because, they both died at about the same age.
Yeah.
And way before their time.
Yeah.
And great musicians, great musical writers. And dear Lord, when I get to heaven, I just want one question. You're not going to allow me a question because we'll be in heaven and we're not supposed to think of doubt or fear or anger or anxiety or sadness. But, why did you just let them live 30 years? And why am I sitting at 54 still alive? Why did I get the extra 24 years? I mean, should I feel guilty? Should I be making something more of myself because of that? Man alive. I just went into an editorial comment. I apologize.
No. I have the answer for that. You are here to make an impact. And if they have an impact at all, that's what it's all about. No matter how big your window is.
Well, both of those two that I was just talking about made an impact. I may make an impact as an idiot, but I guess that's an impact.
No, you entertain people at the very least. So, but you're much more than that.
No, matter of fact, I was thinking I watched 9 different people on Hulu.
Okay.
I think it's 9 different people. And if I got it wrong, it's just because I don't like the girl that used to be married to Tom Cruise, who is married
Nicole
to a
Kidman.
country singer. Yeah.
Nicole
And
Kidman.
don't sacrifice me there, Nicole Kidman. But
You didn't like her in Aquaman?
Michael Shannon, who played Elvis Presley in the movie Nixon. And I first saw Michael Shannon in that stupid Kangaroo Jack movie.
Right.
But he said, I'm a little loquacious.
Okay.
And he said, I'm a little loquacious, and I normally will walk around being loquacious and step in it.
Right.
So, loquacious is very, very talkative. And, I think now that my wife just kind of subconsciously goes, yep. Really?
I just look, we've known each other for a while, Billy. And I know people in my lifetime that do this. You don't ramble. And that's what loquacious is. You don't ramble at all. You have an idea that you want and you make your point. And most of the time you're entertaining and funny. And that's what it's all about.
I'm going to look up the definition of most of the time. And you know what it's going to say? It's going to say, see the word loquacious.
Spell that, please. And you'll get extra points on the Scrabble board.
Well, I appreciate the compliment or observation. That was very kind. But once again, we're going to go back to, I don't know how to count. And what are you on a number or am I on a number?
Number 5.
And am I on number 5?
I'm on number 5. Are you
okay.
on number 5?
No, because I will be on. Yes. Okay. So is it my number 5?
I went first. So it's up to you. I can go.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You're number 5.
All right. This is a mandatory order and she was partners with the World Wrestling Federation with Vince McMahon. Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Cyndi Lauper. Her rookie album.
Have you ever heard of the song called Romeo's Tune? Do 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 do. Okay.
Possible.
He was in that video. He had a big hit. I think it was 78. But yes, Cyndi Lauper, and what a great album that was on, man. I really enjoyed that album. Besides the ones that were just played until they were worthless, which I think Girls Just Want to Have Fun. It's been played so many times, and so has the one where she's in the trailer. Not True Colors.
Time After Time.
Time After Time. But Money Changes Everything, which I think was written by Prince. Money changes everything. And
he wrote Money Doesn't Matter Tonight.
Okay. And then there was, I think She Bop was on that album.
That came later, I think.
Yeah. As controversial as Dancing with Myself. And we all know what that means.
but She Bop was funny.
Yes, it is. Okay.
I bop and you bop, a we bop.
I don't like spiders and snakes, but that ain't what it takes to love me. Jim Stafford. I don't like spiders and snakes. Why? Because it was probably on the radio over and over and over, and I just heard it. And really, I don't like either spiders or snakes, but
not so much. Not so much. Man alive. I was El Stupido for this. I got pinched for some finances and I had the first 6 records and I sold them. Jump by Van Halen, my number 4.
Oh man. And Eddie Van Halen, rest in peace. And Diamond Dave, keep going on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Diamond Dave was wacky.
Diamond Dave and Van Halen were just at the top of my list for everything that was about rock and roll.
Oh yeah.
Until David Lee Roth opened his mouth and started talking. You're like, oh my God, that's kind of, I'm not talented like him, and I'll never be like him or as rich as him, but that doesn't go with the persona or
One of these things don't look like the other.
Yes. Oh yeah,
I'm using on my Mr.
that
Rogers
grand
Sesame
smile
Street.
that he had, and that the voice came out. He's like,
Yeah,
that didn't say, ease the seat back.
I was going there.
Oh,
My mom and my brother, we were driving in the car. The song's on the radio, and they go to Panama, and and that line comes up: reach down between my legs,
ease the seat back.
And my mom's like, punch off. No, we're not listening to this anymore. And that was it. He just eased the seat back, and my mom jumped to conclusions.
Isn't that one of the games the guy invented in The Office? A jump to conclusions game.
Jim, I think he was the Joker of The Office. Yeah, sure. Him and Carell. Carell was a moron, but he's funny.
Everybody's doing the locomotion.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now. Come on, Grand Funk, do the locomotion. And then later on, chopped, served on a platter, and then tossed into a fiery, raging fire. Kylie Minogue.
I really applaud her for beating breast cancer. She was a great singer. She's really reinvented herself. I really applaud her for beating breast cancer.
And you got the beginning. This is class. There are just a few songs that you can hear a note or two notes of.
Yeah.
On Locomotion, there's a.
Yeah, right.
So it's, it's kind of like the cowbell or whatever in the Rolling Stones song.
Yeah. Honky Tonk Woman.
Yes, exactly. See, you got that. And, there was no musical talent here whatsoever.
Yep. The guys didn't make any money. The studio brothers of Motown do. My Girl. When I hear that bang, it's like every time. The bass line, the studio brothers that didn't make a whole bunch of money for Motown.
Now, people can look this up, but there was a great skit by Bob and Tom called, instead of My Doll, it was My Doll, MIDOL, which was medicine for cramps. Do you remember that?
I don't remember the bit, but I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Bob and Tom beat out, who did My Girl, by the way? Was that the Temptations?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. My number 3, they just snuck in for 84. Fantastic video by Godley and Cream on MTV with all the candles. Right. Wrapped Around Your Finger by the Police.
And that was off the Synchronicity album.
Yes, their last album. They all quit at age 25.
I hope that someone would tell me. But I'd like to read the story, and you don't need to tell me anything about, is his name Stuart Leslie Goddard? Sting?
Gordon Sumner.
I'm sorry, Adam.
Yeah.
Adam Ant's name was Stuart Leslie Goddard. Gordon Sumner is Sting.
Yeah.
He gets a bad rap. So, every time I see him saying, oh, you're a butthole. Or I just see him just doing the intro for Dire Straits, Money for Nothing and Your Chicks for Free.
Yeah. Yeah. Politically incorrect now.
Oh, they've chopped that song up. It used to be, oh man.
Yep.
Man. So what number am I on?
Numero Trace.
Man. No, I'm going to pass Numero Trace and go number 2 for you, and I'll come back with number 2.
Okay, so we're going to do an audible and plural Carson Wentz #2.
Oh, wait. Who is this? Chris, what's that guy's name? Played for Michigan. Timeout. There's no timeouts.
Chris Webber.
Chris Webber.
Yeah, it's technical. It's a little too technical.
Poor guy.
The #1 record of all time, hands down, no comparison.
And this is #2.
#2, worldwide phenomenon, who was killed, in my opinion. Thriller by Michael Jackson.
I used to sing with a hairbrush, into a mirror, listen to my Pilot stereo that my dad gave me. With the 2 speakers I cut the wires because they didn't really hook into the back. They came out of the back already connected to it, and put them in the back seat of my 1973 Dodge Dart, and hooked them up to my cassette player up in the inside the glove box. And man, Michael Jackson, and what another album that could be played from beginning to end.
Well, what was one sec? What was that song? Dang it! What was the love song where she leaves him? That's the only one I didn't really listen to, but I listened to everything else on there. It's not she's gone, but
she's
baby
mine.
gone. No. Anyway,
homework for you people. Homework. All 23 people who are watching this way towards the end. Thank you, by the way.
There was a social media question: what's your favorite Michael Jackson song? And I was going to get into the Jacksons, and I didn't. But the one I chose was Michael Jackson's Thriller, with the extra 3rd verse for Vincent Price. Have you heard that?
I have not.
Yeah, great. It's on YouTube. You gotta.
Was it edited out?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I did not know that.
I could tell you why it was edited out if you want, or if you just
because Vincent Price played Egghead on the Batman series. Is that why?
No, it was too intense.
Really?
The song, and Quincy Jones cut it. And
what a great music producer that guy is.
Oh yeah.
I'm interested to hear that was #2.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom dies, and I go over to my Aunt Chanita's, and my cousins are like my brothers and sisters, Scott,
sure,
Julie, and Rick. And I think it was the first couple of nights I was there, man. I watched from a neighbor's house them roll my mom out with a sheet pulled over, and I didn't know what that meant at age 6 years old. And
yeah.
And I loved my Aunt Chanita and Uncle Fred and my cousins like they were brothers and sisters, like I said. And I got the chance to go over there and stay over there because my dad had to work. Mm-hmm. And I got to live over there for a little while. And that night, I think the first night that I stayed over there, my cousin Scott, and he doesn't know this and doesn't understand why I have so much love for him. Probably just thinks I'm a stalker. But we were laying in bed, and he just kind of looked over and said, "Billy, don't be a hero. Come back and make me your wife. Billy, don't be a hero." Billy Don't Be a Hero by Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods.
Sure.
It was also done, I think, by Paper Lace. I may be incorrect, but it was a #1 song on the Billboard charts. Billy Don't Be a Hero. And, I'm like, man, you just made up that song for me. I think I felt what the actual word or definition of love was when he sang that to me. And then I found out that, it was a song but it was, and it takes me right back to 1974. Bam. right off of 1210 Winfield in Hallville.
You know, I've got a strong faith. That's not a secret. But part two of me is music is in my veins. And the best part of music is healing, and you can personalize it, and it takes you right back to where you were at that time. It's like an instant time travel machine every time.
It sure is, and I'm ready to time travel to your number one, because I want to time travel you to my number one. So I think these will both be interesting choices. So
I looked forever and ever and ever, and it was right around the corner. I finally found it. The movie. Number one song for the number one song of 1984, according to the charts, was "When Doves Cry" by Prince.
another album you get in trouble for playing beginning to end, but oh, my mom despised me for playing. Yep. And one of the first videos.
Yeah.
And Gone Too Soon.
Right, without a doubt.
And I feel like going to get scrubs on and act like I can play the keyboards.
Dr. Z. Dr. Z.
It's like a lot of other keyboards. You're like, you're not doing a damn thing over there on that keyboard, man. Who's making this music?
He was.
Prince.
He did an album a month and put it in the vault. That's why they're reissuing all this stuff. Which is good, not great. He did an album a month and put it in the vault. So
would you put his death under the word addiction?
He was killed.
You think Prince was killed?
He had propanol, just like Michael Jackson did. He was killed. That's my opinion. Which
okay.
you can't get propanol. Only hospitals can get those. So
this is one of the documentaries that you've reviewed on the show and that you've really enjoyed. This guy is a part of my number one song of 74, 75. Actually, really any of his songs with this band just take me back to, they had at Antronita Uncle Fred's, they had a flat nose Ford where when it was really cold and they turned on the van, the motor was inside, and the motor, the hood of the motor, which was inside the van, would warm up or even get hot. And we would jump off the steps and try to get to that seat first to see who got the warm seat on your way to school. And actually we went to school 75, which was probably literally 4 blocks away, but Aunt Trinita fired up the van and warmed it up to take us kids to school and drop us off. And I remember Band on the Run by Paul McCartney and Wings.
I just bought that record. I showed it on. I showed it on the show recently. I just bought that record recently.
And you know, the neat thing about watching the Hulu special is, you know, my wife watched it with me, and you know, I always enjoy it when she watches something that I really enjoy or have a passion about, and she's like, "Oh, he didn't sing that." I'm like, "Oh yeah." So you know, that series opened her up to a lot of different music, and you know, a lot of people don't think about music like you and I think about music. I mean, it is a transportal, and just how you described it just a second ago.
Yeah. Is Live and Let Die on that album?
And the album that I know it's on All the Best, and I owe Columbia Records for that one too. but and that same song branches like what's the guy's name from Ian Fleming? Ian Fleming. She goes,
Yeah.
That's James Bond. I said, what? He did the Live and Let Die with the Wings. And she's like, no, really? So I enjoyed someone learning at the same time I was enjoying being taken back to a time period. So thank you, Paul McCartney.
Do you want me to retell the story of what happened with me in the record store when I asked about Wings?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay. I love this local record store. It's a cool place to go. I walk up to I used to work at a record store when I first got out of college. And we were second in the city in sales. And we were doing, at that time, CDs and cassettes and tickets. So, I do okay when it comes to music. And it was on the west side. This is in a popular area of Indianapolis. I walk into the store. I'm glad they're reopened. And I walk up to the front, and it's a millennial, which is fine. And I said, do you have any Wings albums? Pulls up, doesn't go over to the W section. Okay. Pulls it up on the computer. No, we don't have any Wings albums. So, I take my time. I'm not in a hurry. I walk around the store. I see what they got. And I pick up a couple records. And I go into the M's. They have 5 McCartney records under M. 5. And I'm like, really?
What was the name of the record store that you worked at?
Karma Records on the west side, 86 in Michigan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just wow, because I worked at Karma Records on Post Road.
That's right by my place. I go in there all the time. I bought what did I buy there? I bought a Stairway to Heaven there.
And you were very kind to Karma Records when you described the record store you worked at, because literally 70% of the stuff we sold were bongs and paper for weed.
I wrote the corporate office about that. And I said, let's be professional and lose all that. And they fought me tooth and nail on that. And I'm like, okay.
Did you have to take a lie detector test when you worked for Karma?
Oh, heck no. No.
I had to take one, and it was in a building right across from WIBC and WNAP. Look that one up, you people.
Yeah.
Oh, we learned something new, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're all about,
So
learn something new every day, brother.
Yeah, Karma Records. We're looking for sponsorships.
Oh, I'm down for that.
And as long as you can waive that really convenience fee on those Ticketmaster tickets.
They sell a boatload of CBD now.
Yeah, and then we had a bunch of cassettes already stacked on the back wall that you could pick for people to buy.
Right,
Oh, man alive.
Yeah. Fun times, though.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Man. Karma Records and tapes.
I saw Janet Jackson free because I worked there. So that was a fun time. Can I sneak in this tribute? Do we have time to do that?
Yes, I'm sorry. You're watching the Billy and Joe Top 10 show, where we just did the most influential year of music and kind of why, and our top songs. And Joe is going to end the show. Make sure you guys go to the Billy and Joe Top 10 show on Facebook, subscribe, like, follow. Go to the Keep It Nostalgia live show on YouTube and subscribe. Also, while I got you here, just check out Who's Your Garage if you're into car restoration or anything about car parts. I do a bit on there called In the Pits with Billy. Who's Your Garage? Just type it in the YouTube and subscribe while you're there. But I want to thank Joe, who is the host of Indie's Local Flavor. Check it out on iTunes or any of your podcast platforms. And it's always, we talked about Charlie Watts at the beginning, but it's always hard when it's someone, when there's multiples and it's someone that's close to you. So go ahead and close us out, Joe.
Who was the guy that wrote For the Star That Died? Rick what?
Robin Miller.
Yes, condolences to his family. So I want to make sure I get this camera shot right here. There we go. So, had a friend of mine pass away, Eric, of an extended illness. He graduated the same year that I did. It wasn't really a surprise, but the news was kind of stunning. But the crazy thing is he was only 50. So my condolences to his family. Funeral's going to be Saturday here in Anderson, and I'm going to be going to that. So, so basically about Eric, it was basketball. We have a saying with the Anderson Indians, once an Indian, always an Indian. So I had a really close class. So it was basically basketball, brotherhood, and classic hip hop. So that's what we did in high school, is we played basketball in the driveways of our friends. And my best friend's name is last name was Johnson, so his nickname was Magic Johnson, and I was James Worthy, and we had a good rivalry with Eric and Steve. So good memories. And speaking of classic hip hop, remember Musicland?
Oh yeah.
Musicland was in the Mounds Mall in Anderson, right by Pac-Man Palace, the great arcade. And we went when I was my senior year in high school, we tried to find the cassette Straight Outta Compton. Musicland didn't carry that. So I had to go to a mom and pop place on the west side to find that. And I purchased it. And Questlove of the Roots said about that album is, "You did what on that record? Isn't that illegal?" And the rest is history. So, and that cassette never made it in the house. It was in the car. Straight out of Compton with Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, and C-Ren.
Yep.
And Eazy-E, of course. So,
well, I'm sorry for your loss. Like we said earlier in the show, why? But live each day to the fullest. Or what's that guy's name who's married to Faith Hill? Tim McGraw. Live life like you're dying. I mean, I'm not being funny. I'm being serious. But we thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next week with a hot topic.
Yes, and I can add on to that.
Yes, you may.
Live and make it count.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Love you, man. We'll see you guys next week.
Love you too, bro. Take care.